and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
We're going to stand up. We're going to sit down. What? Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Why, Bob? Why? Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
That'd be the record for the Why Bob coming out at the earliest. This is. Did I even finish the line? You got me all screwed up here now. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
got
course,
that out.
Bob.
Okay, the first thing to try when you have back pain. Plus, we're going to show you a surprise treatment. You know, this is one of those occasions, Brad, where it actually works out great when some of this stuff happens to me or to you, because you kind of work through it and you know what people are going through when they have it then.
Sure, yep.
So, you know, with all this snow we've gotten, you know,
yeah, we've
25
had
feet, I think we got. Yeah, it's a record February for us.
Yeah,
for snow.
In Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Right. And so I was doing a lot of shoveling, and I didn't warm up real well. And I was using the correct technique, though, I think.
You were.
Yeah, but my back, you know, kind of twinged to my back a little bit. Not terrible, but bad enough.
Yeah.
You know, and so I started off by doing this one exercise, and which I'll show you. And then I had a little surprise treatment at the end that kind of took it away completely.
So we're supposed to sit around and wait for this.
That's
big
right,
surprise.
baby. We're going to pull you in here. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to join us on our social media channels, if we get it right. Instagram, we got Facebook, Bob and Brad. You're going to want to join us on these because we're giving away stuff all the time. Right now, we're giving away the breather yet? No, we're not. We're giving away something tomorrow.
Okay.
If you ever go to our website, there's on the heading that says giveaways.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll be giving away a how to treat your own neck booklet and also a neck roll that you can use when you're sleeping.
Neck treatment, in other words. You got neck pain.
We're giving away at least 5 of those.
Right.
So, all right. I think we made our point. All right. So the first thing you want to do, you know, this is immediate, Brad. A lot of people, I think, are surprised at this. I mean, yeah, you can put heat or cold on it right away if you want, but I actually start moving it right away.
Sure.
So I twinge my back, and generally for 80% of the people that hurt their back, a lot of times this is the one you're going to want to try.
Sure.
You hurt your back bending forward, so we're going to want you to bend in the opposite direction as treatment. So as soon as I hurt my back, in fact, I started doing these.
Sure.
But I got down, and you could do these. I purposely stayed in a tie because you can do these throughout the day, no matter what clothing you're wearing. So the first thing I did is I got down like this, and I laid like this a little bit, just let things calm down. And then I just started working my back just in small arcs like this. Arcs? Which one is it, Brad?
Well, I don't know, but he's bending it backwards in the way that a normal back is. It should be pain-free, but if it's not, and like Bob had mentioned, I think you mentioned before, initially when you did this, it wasn't responding real well, right?
No, what happened was I got up to this point and it wouldn't go any further. I could tell it was blocked.
Yeah.
Because when I'm normal, I can go all the way up like this.
Right.
And my pelvis is still on the bed, so it's not coming up like this or on the floor.
Sure.
You know, you're not lifting up like this because this does you no good at all. The pelvis has to stay on the floor, and you have to get bent here.
Right.
And I'm real, you know, in touch with my body. Because you know I do these all the time, so I know how far I can go normally.
Yep.
And I was stuck kind of right here.
Right.
So for a bunch of days, I kept doing it. I'd wake up, my back is sore, you know, and I kept doing these, and it got better. But it wasn't until I actually did, and this is the big surprise. I'm going to put this a little bit ahead because we'll talk about what you would normally do.
Sure.
We actually we use the Thermatex here, and a lot of times Brad and I use that at night just to calm our backs down. But believe it or not, I was using a massager because I thought that would work better.
Mm-hmm.
So the third night, I put the Thermatex on, and I was on it for like 3 hours, Brad.
Did you have it in this position, or did you have it?
No, I had it lower.
Okay.
We have it in this position, and I'll talk about this in a second why I have it in this position. But I had it lower. I just put it in my chair, and I leaned up against it.
Sure.
And it actually, the next morning, my pain was gone. I mean, it was just gone.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I'm a case study of one. Was it the Thermatex? Was it the stretches finally paying off? But
combination.
Not a stitch of pain after that. The reason I like the Thermatex also, though, and that's why I had Brad put it on this way, quite often when I get those knots up here in the mid-back, this is how I like to wear it. So what it does is it stays in place, but it also the straps help pull his shoulders back.
Nice elastic straps.
So it actually pulls you back in good posture. So it actually does a double benefit.
Right.
And it's got a decent cord, a good solid commercial cord.
Yeah, this cord is going to last a long time. And it's set up so that, you can plug it in. There's only one setting on it because infrared does not get real hot. You don't need to with that, but it does go very deep.
Right. I was just do you know where the ruler is, Liz? Yeah.
Well, you go find the ruler, Bob. I'll tell him.
Well, what I was going to say, yeah, you can tell him, Brad, but also you could then also show him what you would do in your case when you have back pain.
Sure.
So what we're going to point out with the ruler is that it actually penetrates very deep. Normal heat will only go a few millimeters. This actually can go 2.36 inches.
Right.
So...
and that's because it's far infrared, if you look at it technically speaking. They've done studies on this. They didn't just come up with these numbers.
Right. So it penetrates a lot deeper. It gets down into the joint, and I think that's what loosened up my joints finally of the back and made me move. Yeah, if you want to take this off, Brad, and you want to show what you normally would do. So again, 80% of the people, generally that's the one they're going to do. You're going to do the extension.
Right.
But for some of you, possibly if you have arthritis, possibly if you have spinal stenosis, possibly if you have spondylolisthesis. A lot of those things, if you have them, you already know it.
Right.
Then you're going to probably want to do something more on this line. And Brad, you can mention some of the things you do normally after your back fires up.
Well, one thing, I got spondylo. Bob pronounces it. I can't even pronounce it like Bob does. I pronounce it spondylolisthesis. However it is, if you have it, you probably know. About 5 to 10% estimated people have it. Some don't actually know it until they get x-rays.
That's right.
But if you have that back condition or stenosis, you're going to find that laying on your stomach in general is not comfortable.
It may actually flare it up.
Right. And then doing these press-ups are even less comfortable and actually flare up the back pain. So I don't do these at all anymore. When I was younger, I used to, but I think my spondy shifted and got worse in the last 15 years, and now I never do them. So when I have back pain, first thing I do we have that leg wedge over there, Bob? Is I'm going to lay down, and I may pull my knees to my chest. And actually, right now, it feels pretty darn good. I've been shoveling this week. Just yesterday, I was shoveling. So I'll do these.
What a surprise, huh?
Yeah.
You've been shoveling.
And I've got one of these leg wedges in my bedroom, and I'll put it down, and then I'll put a cold pack under my back. Sometimes I'll use heat. Depends on if it's an acute pain. I just hurt my back, I'll use cold. After it feels better, then I'll use heat. It feels really good in the winter. The hot pack. So I'll lay like this for 20 minutes, and sometimes that'll be enough for me to get up and calm it down at least 50%, and sometimes more than that. So that's what you're going to do in those situations when the most common, the press up, where the majority of people are going to have success.
And then you do knees to chest. Did you show that?
Oh yeah, we just went through that.
Oh, you did. Okay, I'm sorry. I was
Did we do that,
not
Liz?
paying attention. Okay, and then you can do the Thermotex too.
Oh yeah,
you quite often have that at night, right?
Right. I do. I keep my Thermotex in my recliner.
Right, and I do the same. We actually got a setup now where I got like a full length pillow.
Yeah.
And I strap the Thermotex to that, so it doesn't slide down at all. I mean, it stays right in place, and it works out good. Thanks to my wife for setting that up for me.
You should see my recliner. I don't know if we're getting off base here, but I have my lumbar support, my Thermotex, and then I have neck support. So when I read, my neck feels good. Because furniture is not made to fit your body. So you have to make adjustments so that I feel comfortable when I'm reading or watching the screen.
I'll tell you the other thing is right by him is probably a beer can right over here.
Well, no, I never drink out of cans, but I always bottle.
All right, well, good for you. All right, thanks everybody for watching.